Hi, my name is Bunny Brunel and I would like to talk to you about my electric upright bass. I designed this instrument trying to replace the cumbersome acoustic bass. The problem when you go around the world sometime, if you're going from a big city to a small city, they have smaller plane and I cannot take the big, acoustic bass. So this is a lot smaller, and easier to carry around. And it's accepted on most plane, because it's only with the case about 20 by 10 by 67. So it goes on any plane usually. So on top of that, nowadays you have those drummers that play really loud. So I can play louder than them because I have no feedback problem. I just raise the level. This is all mahogany and is cultivated. It's from Indonesia. And I'm not cutting any rainforest, which is great. Same thing with the ebony Makassar fingerboard and the bridge, which is the same way. The piezo system that I have is something that was designed quite a while back. We were trying to find the best way to do for acoustic bass a pickup that would pick up the sound without making it electric bass sounding. And I'm using the same system on this bass. And for the preamp, I asked the amazing Russ Alley, is the one who invented the acoustic amplifier. The 360 like Jaco was using was designed by Russ Alley. So I asked Russ to design the preamp for me, and we really dial it exactly for acoustic bass sounding, not electric bass. So this is a really, really good preamp for that. So because of that, you get that sound with a 50 cycle attack. That kind of sound, you get the pop first, and then you get the sound going on. Without a compressor or whatever, you get that real sound like acoustic bass do. The first thing you hear on the acoustic bass sound is that attack. So I have that with the pickup and the preamp and all that. So I also, design, instead of putting the body, I decided to put it on the stand. Because at the beginning I had, the piece going out from the bottom, and then I had to put a piece right there to try to hold it, putting a piece for the thing, and I decided, okay, no. Let's do something that makes more sense. You have an instrument that is smaller, you may as well put it on a stand, like that it doesn't move at all. And then I just put a couple of dots right there for the octave. Like that you play in tune even better than when trying to figure out putting the forearm on the body and all that. And most acoustic bass players are thinking, oh man, it's going to be... No, it takes you like a couple of days, a week maximum, you get used to it. It's not that bad. The necks are like a D-neck, A D-neck is when you put your thumb on the hill right there. If you put your finger here, you have a D on the G string. Okay? And this is a 41 1/4 scale, which is the standard. Everybody use 3/4 size basses. There's only few people attempting using 4/4, but those make big basses. All the standard that everybody uses 3/4, and the scale for that is 41 1/4 inches, and that's what it is. So for somebody who played acoustic bass, if you know where your positions, is going to be the same. Now, because I wanted to have people that play electric bass to be able to play it, then not only I put dots, couple of dots here in the front, like you have the C, D, E right there, but I put all the fret marker on the side. Like that, if you're somebody who never played before, then you can just look and try to practice and get used to the stretching, because that's what it is basically, when you play an acoustic bass, because of the 41 1/4 inch scale. So you have to stretch a little bit, and you can practice and play. And on top of it, I made it that it's pretty low right now. This one is kind of low, this one as well, but I put wheels right there. You can raise it as high as you want. Some people, they like to dig in, they like to so they want it higher, so it's pretty easy. You turn equally on each side. These, as I say, this bass is a 41 1/4 scale, so these are actual acoustic bass strings. These are the top of the line labella strings. This is a gloss black one, and this one has a particularly very low action. As I said, I'd like to have an electric bass player to be able to play that, even if they never play any acoustic bass before. Most of the time people are trying an acoustic bass and the action is so high they cannot play at all. These basses can go very low. This one is really, really low. It's about maybe not even a quarter inch there, so it's like butter. So this bass sounds great with the fingers, The sustain is very big sustain. But what's great is like if you pick up the bow, you can play with the bow with it. So I'm going to pick up the bow and do it. Very nice sound, you go on the upper little register. Almost sound like a cello right there. It's a really beautiful sound. Most electric upright bass, people, they can't really play with the bow to sound that good. This is really, really nice. Really nice sounding, bass with the bow. I personally think it sounds even better than the acoustic one. I really love it. So anyhow, so you can play with the bow or play with the fingers without having to change anything. All right?